right, let's jump into this deep dive. We're looking at Jeremiah chapter 24 today, and honestly, it starts with such a striking image.
It really does. A vision Jeremiah has.
Yeah, right after that first group of people, the ones taken to Babylon, he sees these two baskets of figs.
Just sitting there, right in front of the temple. Very clear visual.
But the figs themselves, totally different.
Oh, absolutely. The text is super specific. One basket, it says, had very good figs. Like the best kind, those early ripe ones.
The prized ones.
Exactly. But the other basket, very poor figs. So bad it actually says you couldn't even eat them. Just rotten.
Wow. So right away, this huge contrast is set up. Good versus, well, inedible.
That's the core of it. And then the Lord asks him pretty simply.
What do you see, Jeremiah?
And Jeremiah just lays it out. Yep, see the good figs, see the really bad figs. No interpretation yet, just stating the facts.
But then comes the meaning, and this is where I think it gets really interesting, maybe even a bit unexpected.
It flips expectations for sure, because the Lord explains the good figs, the really good ones.
They represent the exiles,
Yeah.
the ones already taken away.
Right. People like King Jehoiachin, the officials, the artisans, the craftsmen, ones carted off to Babylon, those are the good figs.
Okay, wait. That feels backwards, doesn't it? You'd naturally think the people left behind, still in Judah, would be the focus of hope.
You would think. But the source is clear. God regards this exiled group as good. He says his eyes will watch over them for their good.
And he promises to bring them back.
Yes. Promises to bring them back to the land, to build them up and not tear them down, plant them and not uproot them. It's all about future restoration.
So exile, in this specific context, is actually framed as preservation, like being removed for their own good.
Precisely. And it goes even deeper than just physical return. There's a spiritual promise, too.
About their hearts.
He says he will give them a heart to know me, to know that he is the Lord, that they will be his people. He will be their God.
And there's a condition, or maybe a reason given.
Yeah, it's tied to their response, because they will return to me with all their heart. So the exile becomes this catalyst for a genuine turning back to God.
Okay, so that's the group taking away the good figs. But the vision had the other basket. The awful ones.
The poor figs, yeah. So who do they represent?
The text says it's King Zedekiah. He's the one ruling in Jerusalem after Jehoiachin was exiled, plus his officials and the survivors still in the land.
And also, interestingly, those who had fled somewhere else, like Egypt. So anyone basically not taken in that first wave to Babylon.
And their fate, according to this vision.
It couldn't be more different. Total contrast. For the poor figs, the Lord says he'll make them abhorrent and an offense to all the kingdoms of the earth.
Oof, that's harsh.
It is. They'll become a reproach and a byword, an object of ridicule and cursing, wherever they end up scattered.
And specific judgments are mentioned too, right? Not just being disliked.
Oh, yeah. The text lists them. The sword, famine, and plague. God will send these against them until they're completely destroyed from the land he gave their ancestors.
So destruction for those who remained or fled, but restoration promised for those already exiled.
It's a really stark prophecy. What's so, fascinating is this clear dividing line God draws. It's not just about where people are geographically.
Right. It's about how God sees them, how he regards their situation and their future potential relationship with him.
Exactly. The exiles are seen as the fruit worth saving, worth replanting. The ones left behind or who ran elsewhere, seen as spoiled, unusable, ruined.
So, wrapping our heads around this vision in Jeremiah paints a really challenging picture. It suggests that sometimes being forcibly removed, going through that trauma of exile.
Paradoxically, yeah.
Right.
That's positioned as the path to being the good figs, the ones with hope for restoration and a renewed connection with God.
While staying put, trying to survive in the homeland under Zedekiah, or even fleeing for safety to, say, Egypt, that marked them as the poor figs heading for judgment.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? It pushes against our usual ideas of safety and survival. What does it mean when, prophetically speaking, being taken away is framed as the hopeful path, and clinging to what seems like safety is actually the path to ruin?
It's a powerful question to leave you with. How do you process a situation where the definition of good and bad outcomes seems completely flipped by a divine perspective? Something to definitely ponder.